Now that I'm feeling refreshed and energized after a long work day, let's get into Q4 planning and strategizing. I can't even believe I'm saying that Q4. Oh my goodness. Just a couple of months ago, it feels like just yesterday, literally, I was filling out my career planning workbook and strategizing for 2023. And now we're about to reflect and look back on that and close out the year. God is so good, y'all. Like, God has kept us from January to now September, and we're going to make it to the end of the year and see 2023 and beyond by God's grace. Before we get into it, if it's your first time seeing this pretty face, thank you for clicking this video. My name is Nicole Nyasha. I'm a certified professional recruiter based in Canada, and I share career-related content. So before we get into planning and strategizing for Q4, I just wanted to take a few minutes to reflect on where I stand currently in relation to the goals that I set in January, more like end of last year. So like I said, my goals in December. But yeah, I just wanted to reflect on where I stand. I do use a career planning workbook. It's a faith-based workbook that has prayers, declarations, scriptures, various useful information, things like how to ask for a raise, how to know when at the right time to quit, just like different information that's useful when it comes to your career. And then it also has the planning section where you actually get into setting your intentions for the year, and this is based on a few different categories. So that's basically how I set my goals as it pertains to my career for the year based on the different categories outlined in the workbook. And then it also goes on to help you plan for it based on the quarters, based on the months, and helps you set specific actions or steps you're going to take to set those goals. So looking at the goals that I set at the beginning of the year, some of them I'm on track, some of them I already achieved by God's grace, and some of them there's still a lot of work to be done. So in terms of my job scope, I put here that I wanted a promotion, and by God's grace I did get my promotion sometime earlier in the year, so praise God. And then in terms of compensation, I put here the figure that I wanted to make, and after my promotion I'm sitting right at the edge of that figure, and literally just a few, I don't want to say exactly how much, but the year is not over yet. There's still a whole 3 months. Yeah, I'm so happy I wrote these things down. Then for my personal branding, I put here that I wanted to be a consistent voice for immigrant career stories on LinkedIn. I also wanted to land a few speaking engagements. I put 3 to be specific. And this area is not going really well. I actually started off on track. I was posting consistently. I was building a community. And then I gained a couple of followers actually on LinkedIn. I was gaining traction. I was building momentum. And then summer hit, summer came, and I fell off track. And so yeah, I just fell off. And at some point, let me not even just blame it on summer. I also remember that at some point I wanted to dedicate more time towards my content creation career and journey. So I wanted to build out my Instagram following and my lifestyle YouTube following as well. So if you're not following me on my lifestyle YouTube, go ahead and do that. I post a whole lot of fun stuff there that is not career related. On Instagram, I basically talk about being successful both at home and in your career, because I believe that as women we can do both, and men too. We don't discriminate. You can win as a homemaker, you can win as a career professional. Yeah, I think that took over, and then I just fell off the LinkedIn consistency bandwagon. In the area of giving back, let's just move along because nothing happened there. The next one is learning and development. So for learning and development, I actually did take a course on personal branding, and I learned a lot of things, some of which I've been implementing. I just need to be consistent and execute what I actually learned, because I did learn a handful of things that I'm not doing. And in my habits and routines, I would say I did okay. I'm actually happy that I wrote all this stuff down and I can look back and see the progress. It's actually quite rewarding. It's healing to look back and say, okay, this is what I wanted to achieve. This is where I'm at. Because if I hadn't written it down, if I hadn't planned for it, I would be doing like a Q4 reset, Q4 plan, and not even know what it is that I wanted to work towards at the beginning of the year. So I really recommend you, if you're not the kind of person that plans specifically for their career, to do so. I know most people do plan generally for their lives and then they'll break it down to finances, career, spiritual, family, whatsoever, but they don't go deep into the things they want. For example, for career, somebody might just say they want to increase their salary to X amount. But I personally believe that's not enough. I think that when it comes to your career, you should break it down into more things. Yes, you want to make more money, but there are other things that pertain to your career that you should plan for as well, which is why I really, really, really love the workbook, because it helps you out and it just puts things into perspective. Now, let's look at Q4 and yeah, come up with some actionable steps and set some intentions of what it is we want to do for the next 3 months, October, November, December, for us to really say, wow, 2023, we had a good year. Let's get into Q4. When it comes to my work tasks or the scope of my work, I mentioned I did get my promotion, so I am actually doing work that I enjoy, work that I love, work that makes me feel fulfilled and happy. But I do want to start building up for 2024 and just like building momentum for the new year, so that once 2024 hits, I'm already like going. I'm not like starting up the engine. And so what I have here as, some of my actionable tasks or steps would be, I want to take more initiative versus staying in my comfort zone. Then when it comes to compensation, I think I already mentioned I'm very, very, very close to my target figure. I'm just hoping that with my performance review, which is coming up soon, I will be able to hit, in fact, not even just hit, surpass that figure, because like I mentioned, I'm very close. Then with personal branding, I just need to be consistent. So I need to be consistent in creating content and posting on LinkedIn. Then I need to be consistent with networking. Beginning of this year, I did meet a lot of people that I know that if I build relationships with these people, it's going to help me with some of my goals, like getting speaking engagements, being featured on different websites, articles, media, that sort of thing. I've already made connections. Now I just need to cultivate those relationships, get the conversations going, and be consistent. Then I also want to think about getting a mentor. In my company, we do have a program where you can get mentored by more senior people, etc. And I think my boss is a great mentor to me. I love, love, love her. She has great experience. In addition to that, I also want to find somebody that can be an official mentor. So obviously my boss mentors me. She's always there to provide me support, to point me in the right direction, answer all my questions, all of that, lead me in the right direction, provide me with resources. But I want somebody who's not in my organization, who's going to just like look at me and help me out in terms of my career from a different lens. So I want to start thinking about that this quarter, so that beginning of next year, I'm reaching out to people and trying to make it happen. When it comes to giving back, I need to ponder on that one a little bit more. So I'll give myself a few days to ponder on that a little more. Then learning and development. So I did say I took a course on personal development at the beginning of the year, but I haven't used up my learning budget. In fact, I haven't used up half of my learning budget for the year. And there are a couple of skills that I want to brush up on. But the things I have here, I have like a few things that I've jotted down. but looking at it now, it all looks really different. So it's related but not similar, and it's not stuff that I can all do within like 3 months, October, November, December. So I need to relook at this. I need to look at this list and prioritize which skill I actually want to develop before the end of this year, and then yeah, just make that decision. In terms of habits, I want to get back into routine. Like I mentioned, summer threw me off on like a lot of things. My routine just like got out of whack, and it's time to get back into my routine and just like get back on track with building better habits and setting myself up for a good close of 2023 and start of 2024. I hope this video gave you, even if it's just a little bit of inspiration, to go back and do the same. Like I said, it's not enough to just say, oh, I want a promotion or I want a salary increase this year. It's so much more than that when it comes to your career. You need to set small little goals. For example, me setting goals about the scope of work I wanted to do, my professional development, is what helped me put myself in a position that landed me a promotion. And I highly recommend you check out the career planning workbook. I've used this for the past couple of years. Last year, I used it to set a plan and help me get out of recruitment into recruitment marketing. And I was able to set detailed steps and an action plan and was successful with that. This year, I used it to set a plan and put together just like a way for me to get my promotion, and by God's grace I was able to do that. Both last year and this year, I've also been able to use it to get salary increases. And I'm not talking about the standard end of year salary increase that, you know, most or everybody in an organization would get. I was able to get mid-cycle salary increases as well because I planned it and strategized it. So it'll be linked in the description box if you want to get your copy. And I'm excited to see what I will use it for next year. Please like this video. Leave a comment below with one thing you're going to do to set yourself up for success in 2023 between October and December, because I know it seems like, oh, you know, the year is ending, there's no more time to do anything, but believe me, a lot can happen in 3 months. You can still turn things around. You can still end the year great. God bless you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.